Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. 5 traits of a soulful leader. I'm so excited for this training session. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're coming in, please just go ahead and pop into the comments where you are. Where are you in the world? We really want to hear. And then maybe you could also just pop one word into the comments. How's your day going? How are you feeling? You know, what's happening for you today? And you can pop more than just one word into the comments, but I would love to hear just one word from you today. How is everything going? I'm going to share with you in a minute how things are going at my end and what I've been going through this week and some of my learnings from everything that's been going on here in St. Vincent. And I really want to hear from you. How is everything where you are? So what is one word that would sort of sum up where you're at, what your day is like, what your week has been like, and also where are you in the world? I know many of you are in some really beautiful places too. So if you have a photograph of where you're at, I know people like Katie Morris are living in Burleigh in Queensland, Australia. So stunning. Katie has all these absolutely gorgeous pictures of sunsets in Burleigh. So if you live in a beautiful location or if there's just something really cool happening around you, please take a photo and pop it into the comments, because we all want to get to know you and see where you are and know where you're all coming in from. So thank you so much for joining us today. Yay. Hello. Hi, everyone, as you're coming in. I'm very happy to see you all. Okay, so we're going to dive straight in today. I understand that we're a few minutes behind time, so I really want to honor your time and just dive in. And at the end of today's training, we will do a short meditation just to bring us all back, to help us to tune back in for the rest of our day as well. So 5 traits of a soulful leader. 5 traits of a soulful leader. Hello, good morning from Toronto. How are you? Is that Tina? Welcome, welcome. So today is all about, and you can see the little heading, I think there, the soulful leader in you. So today is really all about you and bringing out, or beginning to bring out, that soulful leader that is in each and every one of you. So 5 traits of a soulful leader. Really, how do we begin to adopt the traits of a soulful leader? And then how do we maintain these habits day in, day out? And I'll share with you, what I've been going through this week as well, and how I've been kind of navigating this in a huge way this week. Am I a soulful leader? Should I just crawl under a rock? Should I just, put the pillow over my head and go back to sleep? No. We keep moving and we keep lifting and we keep shifting and we keep healing, and then we go to a whole new level. So as you all know, on the island of St. Vincent where we live, we had volcanic eruptions happening. And then more recently, we've had severe flooding, which has meant that there are a lot of not to get too technical, but kind of mudslides that are coming down at the moment. And so there's been a lot to navigate, right? Homes lost, people separated from their families, being displaced, animals, needing help constantly. Many, many challenges to navigate. And that's sort of one part of it. And then the other part, for me is I'm a mother of 2 boys, right? I'm a daughter. I'm supporting, family back home in Australia. I am, I have a house. I have a home just like all of you. I have a business. We have 2 businesses. Actually, I support my husband in one business, and then I have my beautiful business of my own where I have programs and clients and, beautiful people that I also need to show up for as well. So I wanted to just come in and share about this today, because it's right at the forefront of my mind and what I've been going through currently as well. Good morning. Oh, hi, Sharon. So happy you could make it. Beautiful lady who's also doing some wonderful things on the island here. So And so for us in St. Vincent, there's many people and organizations that are doing great work. We are continuing our Mums and Bubs initiative, supplying children and families with basic essentials. And so that's just one kind of part of this big picture. And so for you guys, I want you to start thinking about what are the areas that you lead, that you're already a leader in your life. And then what are the areas that you would like to show up even more as this soulful leader now, right? And so, no matter how big or small these things are that are going on in your life, there is always a way that we can show up as a soulful leader, and that we can move through, and that we can lift higher despite, whatever is going on around us. So many of you in this group, I know already, you're already fierce leaders, or you're stepping up, into this new leadership role. Many of you know that you want to lead, that you want to step up into more, but you're not sure exactly where to begin, or you don't currently see yourself as a leader. And so the beautiful thing is that all of these traits, it's learned behavior, right? So we can just bring them in and start to adopt some of these today in daily life and in our energy as we're rolling through and moving through. So this training is for all of you, absolutely all of you who are in this group, because if you're in this group, if you're drawn to the things that I'm sharing, and if you're drawn to the group in general, Rise, you're already a leader. You're already in knowing that there is more, right? That there is so much more for you. So thank you, first and foremost, for showing up here. So whether or not it's clear to you or not, whether or not it's unfolding yet or not, there is a soulful leader in each and every one of you. Whether you are at home with your children, whether it's in your family, whether it is in friendships around you, whether it's in the workplace, in business, in intimate relationships, there is a soulful leader that can really start to come out. And so in life, well, I know for me, when I first thought of leading, and this was going back probably to primary school, I was voted to be student counselor. So how funny is that? So I was supporting the other kids, in my class, in my year group. And if they needed something, if they needed emotional support, they would come to me. I was a student counselor. And I was voted to be that. But I remember the day that I was voted to be a student counselor, and I was so excited that I could potentially support, these friends of mine around me. But I was also so scared, because I was so afraid that I wasn't going to show up and be, the leader that they needed in the moment. And so now, reflecting on the 5 C's that we're going to talk about today, if I had known this back then, I would have been able to move through that time, more fluidly, and it would have been so much easier for me to really step into that role. So at the time, I think I thought being a leader or having a badge, we used to have to wear these badges, Marissa Neves, student counselor. And I used to kind of feel like this, I'm not made for this role. This is for somebody else. I thought it meant that I had to be bossy, or I had to be something that I wasn't, right? So it's all in, can we lead from this place, from this heart-led place? Can we lead, with our soul, rather than showing up as we think that we should be a leader in daily life? Yes. Oh, yes, please show up. Please show up. Please show up. Please keep showing up. I'm not sure why. If anyone else is having issues with the internet, let me know. So what if we can lead in a way that really lights us up, inspires us, uplifts us, ignites us, and also inspires others around us, knowing then that they can too step up and become the soulful leader that they want to be as well. So what if we can lead by example? So, today I'm just showing up in all my rawness. I have on no makeup. I did brush my hair a little bit this morning. But I'm here because I have been doing so much inner healing. I've been doing my best to juggle so many different things and stay grounded at the same time. I'm seeing things in my daily life on this island that I never thought that my eyes would see. I'm doing my best to keep it together, but the reality is, do we ever actually have it all together, right? And not to wait for that day when we have it all together to do the thing or to step up or to start, stepping into the role, the dream, the vision that we have. So do we ever get to this place where we're ready? I don't think so, or do we need to rise to the plate, rise anyway? So for each new level of life, I like to say we require a new level of us, and it can feel uncomfortable. It can feel vulnerable. It can feel disheartening at times when we feel like, there's success, failure, but truly we're climbing. But we keep going. And so we're going to talk about the 5 C's that can keep us going, keep us moving, and keep doing it from, this beautiful, heartfelt and soulful place. So I want to hear from you guys, and I'd love you guys to comment. In what way are you stepping up as a soulful leader at the moment? And if not right now, at this very moment, in what way would you like to see yourself stepping into that role more? So what area of your life, or what is your vision? What is that dream that you have for yourself? So go ahead and pop that into the comments. Writing it down just cements that, and then we can all support you in here with it too. And we have a 5-day workshop, another 5-day workshop coming up. So this is something you can take into that 5-day workshop, which is a transformational workshop, and really do the work in there and come out the other side. So let's start setting these intentions from now. Yes. Okay, so how are you currently leading in your life, or how do you want to lead? How do you see yourself leading? But maybe you haven't yet stepped into that role. So our big visions, our great visions, no matter what they are, they all need these leadership qualities, right? And so we can take it a step further in saying that. And I think in the last, How to Lead with Heart, I shared, we can take it a whole step further and say, what we really need is, these loving leadership qualities. And so we can really become the soulful leader that we want to be. And we have many, many people out there guiding us, because there are so many soulful leaders now in the world that we can learn from. So that comes from, what does that come from? Open heart centers, care, compassion, joy, showing up in joy. And these skills are all learnable. This is all learned behavior. It can be. So for me, I'm showing up today. I told you, no makeup, a little bit of hair brushing, but I'm here. I am here, and I'm here 100% with you. So one of the 5 C's, and the first of the 5 C's is commitment. Commitment. And I remember one of my friends went to a mastermind, a very small mastermind that Richard Branson was holding. And I think it was at his home, one of his houses somewhere. And he was in the midst of a global collapse in terms of one of his companies. And he was holding this mastermind. It had been booked for the last year. He was turning up personally. I think it was like 10 or 11 people. It wasn't a huge seminar or anything like that. And he walked in the room, and my girlfriend just turned to the person next to her and said, "Why is he here? Like, how is he here right now? I can't believe he's here right now." And they asked him, they said, "Why are you here? Like, how are we, we're 10 people. How are we more important than you needing to deal with this global collapse of one of your companies?" And the response that Richard gave them was, he said 3 things. I've forgotten the last one. The first one was, I told you I would be here. And then the second one was, I have a great team and I know they're doing what they need to do. And so this was a really great lesson for me in terms of, wow, you know, look at that level of commitment that Richard has to showing up. It is huge. And, you know, here I was this morning kind of trying to get the kids ready, doing, you know, phone calls from everywhere, needs of people and animals and organizations and this and that and breakfast and then myself and you guys and, you know, my clients. And I was thinking, I'm showing up anyway. I'm going Richard. I'm going all in Richard today. And so, you know, I have a great team, and I also know that I can ask for help. And so I delegated some things. I asked for some help over here. I got the support that I needed, and then I showed up here 100%. And I told you I would. I was a little late, but I told you I would. And so I love this lesson. Like, this was just a huge and beautiful lesson for me. So the commitment, the first C of commitment, how important is that? And then, of course, we question that commitment, you know, but are we showing up as our best selves? And so, of course, we need to run through the rest of the C's and make sure that we are actually also committing to ourselves and then moving forward. So I needed to ask for help this morning. I did that. I needed to delegate this morning. I did that. I also needed to show up because I said that I would, right? And I did that. So no matter what you're facing today, this all relates to you, right? It might be, you know, that you don't feel like you can step in, like you feel like life is too busy or there are too many things going on. And this is just the perfect example of actually it's okay, but let's, you know, really start to embrace and adopt these traits that are going to support us and help us. So for me, we talked about people pleasing the last couple of weeks. And for me, this kind of martyr energy keeps coming up. And this is a generational pattern for me. It goes back a really long time. And so it can it can come to the surface, and it can really begin to manifest in when I'm helping others. And so I need to be really extra careful that I'm looking after me first. So the first C being commitment, that commitment has to be first and foremost to me, right? So I have been able to delegate, you know, to ask for help and all of those things. But then I also know that I need to look after me. And I don't remember who said it, but there's this quote, measure your level of success by the amount of fun you're having, right? So if you're in this crazy kind of frazzled way and it doesn't feel good to you, we're out of alignment. Something has gone wrong. We need to step back. And we'll cover that in the rest of the C's. So a question for you guys, are you good at helping others? Is that something that you really love to do? How good are you at looking after yourself first as number one? So let's talk about this. So nothing starts in terms of commitment. Nothing starts until we commit, right? Until we commit to achieving a measurable result or, you know, a specific action that we have chosen. And after we've made that commitment, the next thing that happens is that courage is required. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But let's come back to self-care first, because, you know, I'm always saying we need to fill our cups first, you know. And so we want to do more, we want to be more, we want to serve others for sure. But we also need to put our own needs first. So this crisis here on the island has been the perfect example for me. And as I was saying, like, that martyr energy can come back in. So I need to squash that and or do healing around it and let it go. But I'm seeing many, many helpers on the island around me at the moment not having lunch, maybe skipping breakfast, not drinking enough water, not sleeping at night for numerous reasons. And then another good example is parenting. As parents, we often want to put the needs of our own children first. We can do this in relationships too, but children actually feel safe and they feel loved and they feel understood when they know that we are stable and we are earthed and we can be their grounding and we are centered. And then they also learn to take care of themselves by the way that we take care of ourselves. So when I'm feeling scattered and my kids see that, I'm very, very conscious that these are patterns that I may be now passing down to them. So we're committing to taking care of ourselves first and foremost so that we can show up for others. And then we can make all these other commitments, right, that we're able to keep time and time again. So for instance, if I wasn't looking after myself, if I didn't commit to me first, I would not have showed up to this training today. I would have put a little note in the group and said there won't be a training today, for whatever reason. But I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have been able to commit to more that is going on. So this is just a really beautiful step because once we have that commitment, we have that grounding. And then the second step, excuse me, the second C or the second step is finding that courage to really step into whatever it is that is in your vision, in your dream, right? It might be just the courage to ask for help. So let me know, sort of what you are going through at the moment and what do you feel like you would like to adopt the courage for? So what do you need the courage to step into? So how vulnerable does it feel to ask for help, right? So sometimes for me, the courage is like in actually asking for help or delegating something. But can we see how much more we can give when we give from that place? So most people don't take action on their goals or dreams until they feel capable and until they feel confident. And so this is why these two C's come a little bit further down, right? They have to come after commitment. Confidence has to come after courage. It's very challenging to be super duper confident and totally connected, which is what is coming next, if we haven't committed or if we haven't found the courage to actually show up and do the thing, right? So there's nothing wrong with feeling the fear, but this is where we talk about feeling the fear and doing it anyway, is kind of when we get to this courage, this place of needing courage or stepping into the courage. So we feel the fear, we understand we need the courage, we step in anyway, and we take the actionable steps anyway. We just don't let it stop us. So finding that capability. And so that's number 3 now, really moving through the fear, right? So that we can find our capability. And that leads us to the next C, which is confidence, really stepping in and taking ourselves to that next level and being confident in whatever we're doing and wanting to achieve. So this is where we actually get to play out, in that big circle that we talk about so much in the workshop. We get to play out some of the big visions that we have, the dreams that we've been holding on to. So great. Like this space of confidence then is so beautiful because it is backed, we have that foundation first. Yes. All right. So number 5, the 5th C is connection. And we can just never, ever forget this if we're being a soulful leader. We always just want to be able to take a breath and come back and go within for the answers. And just remember that, sometimes we have so much that we want to achieve. And then when things happen around us, it can be so easy to be deflated or to spin out or to burn out. So just remembering that it's easy to cut off our connection, with our higher self. And so we always want to incorporate those into our self-care. And so for you guys, let me know, what is connection to you? What does that mean for you? It's different for everyone, and then we connect in different ways, and we connect to different, to different things, whether it's your higher self or source or, your particular belief system. So let me know, what is connection for you? And I remember being at Gabby Bernstein's, it was a Spirit Junkie Masterclass. I did her first ever level 1 Spirit Junkie Masterclass. It was the first year that she ever did it. And I remember a girl standing up in the audience, and she was crying, and she just said, what do you do when everything is falling down around you? What do you do when you feel like you have nothing left or no energy left to keep going? And Gabby turned to her. Gabby was on stage, and she said, you, my love, are relying on your own strength. Don't just rely on your own strength. And so that has been my mantra this week, is just, am I relying on my own strength? Oops, yes, I am. Okay, connect, right? And then I go within, and we are so supported, in a far greater way. And so it's easy to look around and take what we see around us as real, but we know that we have so much more support and inner guidance, and there's so much more to lean on. And so, right now on the island, I think I've shared with you, many hearts are opening, people are doing so much good, and then many hearts are closing down, like they don't know what to do. They're not sure how to cope through this situation. And so imagine if everyone could connect, and everyone could go within, and everyone could be guided. Imagine what we could do together. It would be so amazing. So what can you do today to get connected? How can you tap into your inner guidance to really, then have this deep knowing what the next steps are for you? And it's okay to wait for the answers too, right? It's totally okay to wait for the answers. You are exhausted. Yeah, do you have a lot going on at the moment as well? Or are you just exhausted hearing what's going on here? You planted 8 trees before you showed up this morning. Oh, and you left it to join this. So beautiful. That is amazing. You guys are so awesome. Okay, you guys. So what can you do today to get connected? Go ahead and pop that into the comments. Tina, I think that's you. I can't always see your name in StreamYard, but that you planted trees. So beautiful. So whatever it is, your connection, what is your connection? So what I was saying is, it's okay to wait for the answers too, right? Like sometimes I tune in and I'm asking for guidance and nothing's coming, but I know when I slow down and when I stop and I really go within, I know that the guidance will come. I just really need to allow it. And you can ask Rebecca, like sometimes I don't know what the topic for this week's training is going to be until the morning of the training. I do my best to get it to Rebecca the day before, because she does the beautiful posts for us, and she gets, some things organized for us and the reminders and things. So I do my best, but sometimes I don't know. And Rebecca knows that. She knows, is Marissa's download going to come on Monday morning, or is it going to come Monday night, or is it going to come Tuesday morning? Thank you, Rebecca. We love you so much. But it's true. And then it's okay to wait for the guidance, right? Because you're always supported. So if we can follow these 5 C's, we won't tend to spin out as much or burn out as much. We'll be fueled a little bit more, have a little bit more energy to keep going in the moments where we feel like we can't keep going anymore, right? And so soulful leaders don't stop. And they don't burn out as much. They don't stop and fall. They just keep climbing. They keep going. They stop and they reset and they get connected. But because of the commitment, they just keep going. Amazing. You guys, I love you so, so much. Let's do a little meditation to end this. It has been so beautiful to connect with you this morning. So just find a nice space for yourself. Yeah. And we'll take some breaths together. Yes, that was you. That's why you're exhausted, because you were planting trees. You go, girl. That is so beautiful. Do you have pictures? We would love to see. Okay, so let's close down our eyes, taking a deep breath in through your nose. Breathe it all out through your mouth. Another deep breath in together, in through your nose. Breathing out through your mouth. And it's time to surrender. It's time to let go of any feelings that we've been maybe holding on to. It's time to release any tension. So really allowing the body to just rest, go into rest mode. Taking another deep breath together. Breathe it all out through your mouth. And I just want you to tune in to your heart space. So you might place both your hands or one hand on your heart. And we're taking our attention to the place, the space, right behind your heart. And just concentrating on this area right behind your heart. Take a couple deep breaths in your own time. And as you focus here, you may feel your body just relax immediately. You may feel some tension go. You may feel some relief. Another deep breath in. And I want you to imagine now the color green coming in from outside of you. You may see it come in from nature, from the trees outside, from the grass and the plants. And this color with this vibrant energy moving into your heart space and just circling around in and out and around and through your heart space. Any background noise, just bringing your attention straight back to that area behind your heart. Really breathing in and really feeling and seeing this green, vibrant energy from nature coming in and moving around your heart space. You can just say it with me, an I am statement, something about you and your soulful leadership. I am a soulful leader. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. Okay, come. I am a soulful leader. Come, monkey. Ocean's come in to join us, so as you share your mantra and really go within, just knowing that you can take this and move with it throughout your day. It may be I'm a soulful leader. It may be something else. It may be something else that you just really need right now. I am. And you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Open your eyes. I'm so excited. And come back into the space with us. Would you like to say hi? Yeah.
No. No, my mouth is bigger.
Oh, you ate some. What did you eat? A herb? Did you eat sage? Mm-hmm. You ate some sage?
It's called bitter.
It's a bit bitter. It's a bit bitter. I'm going to go get Ocean some water. Would you like some water?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember your mantra to keep it with you during your day. I love you guys. I will see you in the group. Do you want to say bye? You want to come and wave bye? Thanks for fixing Mommy's light. Would you like to wave bye? He's fixing my light. All right, guys. Have an amazing day. I love you. I will see you in the group. Bye.
Bye.